What's up guys, it's your boy Dekkster here. There are nerfs incoming, they haven't hit yet, so please take into consideration this is before the nerfs hit. The ones to Firey War Axe and Innervate and Spreading Plague, those have not hit yet. So all this information is going to be coming from Vicious Syndicate. So thanks again to Vicious Syndicate. They always, give some great info, some great reports. Be sure to check that out. It'll be linked below. Read their report. They just do such a good job. And support them if you can. Buy their stuff. Become a, patron? On Patreon? However that works. Just go ahead and do that for them to just help them out, because they do quality stuff. All right, let's get into it. First, let's talk about class distribution. If you guys are playing the ladder at all, I'm sure you've run into the problem that is Druid. Everyone's just playing Druid. It's just such a strong deck. J Druid really doesn't have much of a counter, and Token Druid is also just a pain. 30% at all ranks, but if you, the higher up you get, more Druids. At Legend, it's about 40% Druids. Other than that, we are seeing a good amount of Rizakis Priest, Pirate Warrior, and Murloc Paladin. Druids have declined a little bit this week compared to last week, but I think that's mostly just because Rizakis Priest is kind of seeing a spike in play. Maybe it's because it's a new month, people are trying out different things, so other decks are maybe seeing more play, some more Mage being seen, some more Shaman being seen compared to last week. But probably towards the end of the month, it's just going to shift back to Druid. Until the nerfs hit, at least. We don't know what the nerfs are going to do exactly. But we're thinking nerfs are going to make Priests #1 control deck, possibly. So maybe that's why a spike in Priest play as well. People are just starting to perfect their Kazakis or Rizakis, gameplay. Okay, so let's look at the power rankings we have here. At all ranks, there's 4 tier 1 decks. We got Pirate Warrior, J Druid, Murloc Paladin, Aggro Token Druid. And then after that, kind of exciting, Elemental Rogue, right? That's tier 2 though, that's tier 2, but still cool. Very cool that a Rogue deck is doing that well. Rank 5 to rank 1, we also have Pirate Warrior, Murloc Paladin, J Druid, and Aggro Token Druid. Switching the place of Murloc Paladin and J Druid. So maybe, up until rank 1, maybe Murloc Paladin might be better than J Druid. I mean, it's faster for the climb. If you're looking for a fast climb, Pirate Warrior, Murloc Paladin, and Token Druid are probably the way to go. J Druid's a little bit slower, but very consistent. Once we get to Legend, we got tier 1 being Pirate Warrior, J Druid, and Aggro Token Druid. Tier 2, Murloc Paladin gets dropped to tier 2. And then top of tier 3, Elemental Rogue, Secret Mage, Rizakis Priest. I think Secret Mage is going to get a little more popular. I think Secret Mage is going to perform very well. I mean, it's already doing very well. But once the nerfs hit, I think it might even do a little bit better. I mean, I don't know. You might want to start playing some of your Secret Mage. So let's go ahead and go through all the different classes. Just look at the top 1 or 2 decks from each class. So we got 3 cool archetypes for Priest. We got Rizakis Priest, Findan's List, which is great. I believe he peaked at #1 Legend, maybe even finished there. And then we got Strife Crow's Rizakis Priest as well. This one cuts Velen, but it has Geist, and it also has Circle of Healing and Akanai Soul Priest. So the Akanai Circle of Healing is a great combo, which I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with. And then the Skulking Geist just makes it a little bit better against Jade. Normally against Jade you have to try and machine gun them down before their Jades get out of control. So this adds another way you can win, I guess. With the Geist, you just win in the long run against Jade. So if you're seeing a lot of Jades, maybe Strife Crows is going to be a little bit better. If you're not and you prefer some Velen action, maybe you go with Findan's, but they're both great lists. Also, we have Big Priest here. Big Priest is just a lot of fun. A lot of people say it's just really RNG heavy. If you draw Barnes, you seem to usually just win. You pull Barnes, he pulls out one of your big minions. Then you can, they're going to kill it, obviously. It's going to be a 1/1. And then you bring it back to life with your Eternal Servitude. Another way you can win without Barnes is by pulling it out with the Shadow Essence, which you have to wait till turn 6. So a lot of times your first few turns are just going to be healing your face. and trying to deal with board, which is totally fine. I think the deck is great. It is super expensive though. Definitely not a budget deck if you're a budget player. Actually, I think all priest decks are kind of just, yeah, they're all just expensive. Big Priest and Rizakis. Yeah, so sorry budget players, this is not going to be a cheap one, but the deck is a lot of fun. If you have the cards, definitely play this. Next up, we got a crazy one here. We have MMs, whatever. His aggro priest. What did he hit here? I think he hit, he peaked at 18 legend. This is an aggro combo priest. This list is nuts. I haven't seen anything like this. It's running to Akanize and Circle of Healings for some clear, some control there, but mostly it just seems to be aggro. You go face. It's got Leroy. It's got Bitter Tide. It's also running Light Wardens, and you got the combo with the Inner Fire and Divine Spirit. It's only running one Divine Spirit, but a great target for that would be Bitter Tide Hydra. So you could Bitter Tide, you Divine Spirit, you Inner Fire, and you get some crazy damage. Leroy, also a strong finisher there, and Light Wardens can easily get out of control. But I mean, if he peaked top legend with this, that's pretty sick. That's pretty sick. Definitely give this one a try. It is cheaper if you're looking for a cheaper priest deck. I just don't know how long this is going to do in the long run, and I feel like a lot of its success just comes from the surprise factor. People aren't expecting aggro combo. They're gonna mulligan for, you know, Rizakis or big priest. So you get a little surprise there. They're expecting a slow deck. You hit them with the fast deck. So definitely like this list. So let's talk about Druid. First up, standard aggro token Druid. This is the list I used to get top 100 legend last month. I didn't finish top 100 legend, but I got top 100 legend, and it was performing very well. I think I had teched in a Golakka Crawler over Direwolf Alpha because every other game seemed to be Pirate Warriors. So if you're seeing a bunch of Pirate Warriors, you can throw some Crawlers in there. But basically, you flood the board with your minions, you buff them up, they can't deal with it. If you innervate out like a Hydra or a Vicious Fledgling, it's often difficult for the opponent to deal with. Now, the nerf to innervate is going to change this deck a lot, so that'll be interesting. We also have a mid-range token Druid. Muzzy used this, I believe, to finish top 10 legend in August. It plays a little bit slower, but it does have that token sort of feel to it. Violet Teacher paired with Power of the Wild and Mark of the Lotus is just really great. It summons the minion and then it buffs it. We also have Spreading Plague. After your opponent has flooded the board, you hit them with a Spreading Plague, you buff them up like crazy with the Strong Shell Scavenger, and it's really difficult to deal with. The Strong Shell also has synergy with Bone Marrow if you Bone Marrow a target, and it just seems like a very solid deck. And if Muzzy finished top 10 with it, I'm sure it's a great list. We also have Jade Druid. I'm personally a fan of Machamp's Jade Druid. It's running MC techs, which just seem really strong against aggro decks. So if you're seeing Token Druid, MC tech can help. If you're playing against other Jade Druids and you MC tech like their Aya or just a big Jade, it can also be, you know, game changing. It's a great tech card. Yeah, but if you want, you can run Zale's Jade Druid. He has done well with it. He's also running, I believe he considers Mark the Lotus Core. So it's not in this list for some reason, but Mark the Lotus fits in there great. You can buff your Jades up. You can buff up your Spreading Plagues, and just overall a great card. But that's about it. All the Druid lists are performing great. Ultimate Infestation is a big part of that, and Innervate. Obviously, Innervate's going to get hit soon, so I wouldn't craft any of these until we see how the nerf changes things. Just because Innervate might change the decks a little bit. At least with the aggro token. But yeah, that's about it for Druid. Warriors actually got some crazy archetypes out here. We got 3 good ones here. Pirate Warrior, of course, is top tier right now. It is going to get hit hard by that nerf to Firey War Axe, and it might almost be unplayable at that point. They need a good 2-drop weapon. It's gonna be hard. It's going to be hard. But it just plays like normal Pirate Warrior, and it's just top tier. If you have this and you want to enjoy Pirate Warrior while it's still a working archetype, go ahead and try it out. If you don't have green skin, you can throw in a Naga Corsair. It essentially does the same thing. Patch is not really replaceable, but yeah, try that one out if you want to climb fast and you want everyone to hate you. We also got Cassie or Casey's N'Zoth Warrior. This is a more control-y sort of list. This one might get hit hard by the Firey War Axe nerf also. A little upset about the Firey War Axe nerf hitting more than a Pirate. Maybe they should have just nerfed Pirate directly or like Kor'kron Elite or something. But sadly, just Warrior in general taking a hit when it shouldn't really be taking a hit. But yeah, this list is great. Pulling out a lot of death rattles. You got a Barnes to pull out some more, you know, some more of your death rattles. Pull out a Cairn. Bloodhoof, and then you bring them all back with N'Zoth. You know the deal with N'Zoth. It's just a great list. A lot of fun. Top tier, no, but fun, yes. We also have Dog's Fatigue Warrior, which this deck is insane, guys. Dog is pulling top legend right now, and he is just a mastermind. He's just a machine when he plays this list. I can't play this list. I can't do it. It requires so much mechanic and game sense. I don't know. I just don't have a feel on it. I think it requires a lot of practice in order to be good at this list. But watch Dog streams, watch him play it, and just learn from Dog, I guess. But he's definitely. I think I saw him at number 5 legend last night. Maybe I'm wrong. I think he peaked at 2. Yeah, but this list seems so good. So good, and actually doesn't seem like it's going to get hurt by the Firey War Axe nerf because it doesn't seem to be running Firey War Axe. So check this one out, guys. If you're willing to put in the time to learn this list, it looks like it could be possibly tier 1, just really, really hard to play. But I don't know. Maybe tier 2. Tier 2 at the worst, I'd say. Tier 3? I don't know. Whatever. I just like the list, and I hope it becomes more prominent. All right, so Warlock is somewhat, it's one of the worst classes right now. Sadly, also hoping that the Druid nerfs make this a better control list. Josie has a mill control Warlock, which he peaked near top 100 legend at the end of last season. So that's pretty cool if you're looking for some mill lock action, which there's a lot of mill going on right now, which is not a thing in Un'Goro, so that's pretty cool. We also have some mid-range Zoo Warlocks, or just Zoo Warlocks. We have Trump's mid-range Zoo, which I like. It's pretty solid, pretty fun. Top tier? No, not top tier, but it's running Prince Keleseth in that 2 slot, and then a bunch of 1-drops. You end up just being able to constantly put out threats. It's pretty much, if you draw Keleseth early, you kind of win. They can't deal with the board floodage. There's just other lists that are better, but if you're looking for some zoo action, that's probably the one to go with. We also have just standard like hand warlocks, Mitsu hides. I'm saying so many names wrong today. Mitsu's control hand warlock is a great archetype. If you're looking for that old hand warlock feel, I definitely got it from this. I was reliving some of the old days with the Twilight Drake Mountain Giant, and is that it? Twilight Drake Mountain Giant combo, right? Some of that stuff. You got some survivability with your Farseer, with your Blood Reaver Gul'dan. If you're able to put down Blood Reaver Gul'dan and just constantly get off your hero powers, it's just insane. You don't need a lot of demons to come off of it. If you're able to just constantly get value out of your hero power every turn, it's good stuff. Defile is also very strong. Sometimes you're able to set up a very nice Defile. If there's a 1 health minion on the board, you drop down the Tainted Zealot. You hit the Defile. It's going to do 5 damage. It's going to do 5 to the whole board, which is great. It's only running 1 Hellfire, which is fine. Hellfire's very solid. And then, yeah, I just like this list. It's a great list. All right, we got 3 cool mage archetypes here. We got Control Mage, which is, I believe, is also referred to as a grinder mage. Basically, what you're trying to do is live, get your Jaina out, and continue living until sometimes it goes to fatigue. They just can't deal with your frost elementals and just being able to constantly create them and the lifesteal they provide. But I do feel like it's a little dependent on Jaina. We also have Alex and Fireballs and Frostbolts that we could just go face with if it's able to come to that. But you know, in the end game when they're dropping their big minions, we have Jaina already. We hit one of their big minions with a polymorph, and then we hit it with a ping. We get a 3/6 water elemental with lifesteal, and it's a great control archetype if you're looking for some control mage. We also have Exodia Mage. Its best archetype is going to be Jade Druid and just slower decks in general. It's quite greedy in my opinion, but basically it's just how Exodia Mage was played before. They are running Simulacrum, hope I'm saying that right, because that's another way to get an extra apprentice. So you got that, you got the reflections, and of course we got big boy Tony here. We dropped Tony. After we get all the Sorcerer's Apprentices, then, okay, wait, I said that wrong. You put the apprentices, you make reflections, you get your extra turn by completing your quest, you start your next turn, you throw down big boy Tony, and then you got infinite fireballs. BM potential is insane. You could just constantly hit things. I personally don't do it, but it happens to me. People just fireball my shit. Okay, next up we got Secret Mage, which I think is going to be better as the nerfs hit. Once the nerfs hit, I mean, it's already solid. It's already very good. I believe tier 3 or tier 2, depending on if you're looking at legend only, but it's insane. It's just so much tempo is there, so many mind games that can go on with Counterspell and Mirror Entity. We got Harutoi's Secret Mage and Vorder's Secret Mage. Vorder opts for a Meteor, which makes it a little bit more expensive, but overall the list is pretty cheap. Harutoi's only 1800 dust. No legendaries in either list, but one extra epic in Vorder's. I'm definitely liking Secret Mage. The mind game potential is just insane. You throw down a secret, they don't know if it's Counterspell, they don't know if it's Mirror Entity, they gotta test it. If they don't have a coin to test Counterspell and you get like an Infest off of it or a Nourish or a Swipe, it's just so much value is provided. Maybe even want to throw in a Mana Bind. Throw in a Mana Bind in there for a free, maybe you can get an Infest, I don't know. But I'm definitely liking Secret Mage. For Hunter, sadly, I think still the worst class right now. 3 people brought it to the EU Summer Playoffs, and they all performed very poorly with it. It's just not strong right now. Best list, I think, is Dog's Midrange Hunter. It looks very similar to your normal midrange. It just kind of throws in Rexar and some trackers. I don't know. I'm personally a little bit bored of the mid-range archetype for Hunter. It just seems to be the same thing over and over, and me as a player, I have to constantly be switching decks, which is not good. But if you guys are looking to play a decent Hunter, it's probably just going to be mid-range. So hopefully you enjoy playing some mid-range Hunter, and hopefully Hunter starts doing better next expansion, maybe. We can hope. We can dream. Okay, with Paladin, we got another 3 cool archetypes. Murloc, we got Windfury Murloc Paladin by, it's either Zach or 7ACK Tack. Not sure, but he has a great list here. It has a lot of synergy with Windfury and Corpse Taker. So your Corpse Taker should get Divine Shield, Lifesteal, and Windfury, providing you don't draw a Stormwatcher. But yeah, it has very aggressive explosive start with your Murlocs. Then you also have Corpse Taker. If you end up getting a buff on that Corpse Taker, it's just gonna be insane. Spiker Steed on a Windfury, or on a Corpse Taker with Windfury, or even Blessing of Kings. It's hard to deal with. It's hard to deal with. But yeah, that's definitely a fun list. I don't know how much it'll be affected by the nerf to Warleader. We'll see. It might go down a little bit, but I don't think too much. We also have Control Paladin, Wega's Control Paladin. This one has not been performing as well as Murloc Paladin, but it's definitely a solid deck. A lot slower if you're looking for some control Paladin action, or you just want to use your Uther of the Ebon Blade. This list seems to be the best list running Uther. So yeah, there's that. We also have a fun one here. We got Kibler's Hand Buff Paladin. I don't think, well, we know this isn't a top tier deck, but it's definitely really fun, really cool. But sadly, a little bit expensive. So definitely don't craft this if you're just going for ranks. But if you're going for fun, this is a fun one. Prince Keliseth buffs all your cards. You got Smuggler's Run for more buffs, and you also have Grime Street Enforcer. This is just a very solid list. A lot of fun, and he hit Legend with it. So you can hit Legend with it, at least last month, right? Or was it this month? I think it was last month. But anyways, Hand Buff Paladin, if you're looking for some fun and you don't want to play Murloc or Control. It seems like Rogue is one of the worst classes this expansion so far. Which is really disappointing to me. I really like Rogue, and I was very hopeful that they were going to be good. But as of right now, they're not too good. But Mr. Yagut is doing great with a Miracle Rogue list. Actually, it runs Valera. You can get a lot of value out of Valera, Arcane Giants. Just really anything. If you're able to throw your Valera down, you're able to stretch out that late game so much. So I really do like this list. I've been playing it a lot. It's just... I feel like it might be Rogue's one of Rogue's best hopes, especially after the nerf. It'll be able to do a lot better against the meta. One of its main issues right now is Jade Druid, but yeah, that might go away a little bit. We also have Elemental Rogue, which has been performing surprisingly well, which is it caught me off guard. It caught me off guard because Rogues don't really have elementals. They just have combo cards, which I guess somehow end up working together well with the elementals. Shadowcaster is actually great because you can do it on something like a Blaze Caller, and then you get extra Blaze action out there. Vilespine Slayer, also a strong card to get Shadowcasted. I just love Shadowcaster. So I like this list a lot, but I personally have been finding more success with the Miracle, but I think maybe I'm just piloting the Elemental Rogue a little bit incorrectly. We also have somewhat of a meme deck with Nicholas Lord's Mill Rogue. I've played this deck a little bit, and it's fun and it's hilarious when it works. I think if you're looking for a Mill archetype, though, Warrior seems to be the best right now. This is just, it's a tough deck to pilot, that's for sure. So that's probably why my win rate is low, and a lot of people's win rates are going to be a little bit lower. But I believe Dog was hitting top legends. Oh god, I believe Dog was hitting top legends with this Mill Rogue also. So it's a fun list if you're looking for some old time Mill Rogue action, but you don't want to play wild. I guess this is your best bet right now. This is your best bet. But Rogue overall looking somewhat weak. We're hoping the nerfs makes Rogue a little bit better. So for Shaman, sadly, we only got one archetype. We just have the standard token Shaman. Hasn't changed too much since the expansion. We are running a chain gang because it's like a mini gangbang combo. And then we also got Thrall Deathseer in there for more consistent evolves. You just get an extra evolve in there, which it definitely helps. Definitely helps. Also, his hero power works really great with things like your chain gang. I don't know. It's just, sadly, it's only one list. I mean, if you want a slower Shaman list, we kind of need Jade Druid to fall off before we're able to, see those rise in play. But yeah, for now, we only have the standard token Shaman. So if you're running it last expansion, you could probably run it this expansion. Just get Thrall. He's not absolutely necessary, but he's definitely very good. He's very good. So yeah, that covers all the classes. If you're looking for a budget list, I would probably recommend Secret Mage. Seems to be doing well, especially for the dust to value ratio. Another decent list. It's always recommended. The mid-range hunter list, it performs well for the dust. Maybe you can run something like No Stams, mid-range hunter. Maybe you drop Rexar for deadly shot or something like that. But I don't know. I think Secret Mage is the way to go if you're super budget, and I think it's going to be doing well after the patch as well. So that's probably the way to go in my opinion. Other than that, just kind of play whatever you have. Play whatever you have. I still wouldn't craft anything specifically until after the patch hits. Then you can see how the meta settles, and from then you can spend your hard-earned dust. As far as lists I'm going to be playing, I'm probably going to be going for, I'm thinking of refining my Kazakus Priest. I'm also thinking of refining my Miracle Rogue, and maybe some Big Priest in there. I don't know. I just kind of want to stay away from Druid. I'm kind of just, blah. I'm burnt out on Druid. I played so much Druid last season, and I feel like a scumbag for it. But yeah, that's about it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks again to Vicious Syndicate for all this valuable data. Be sure to support them. And if you guys want to support me, press the thumbs up. That helps me out a lot. Sub. You can share if you want. Also, do follow me on Twitter. I do stream at times. Been trying to stream more often. And then also Twitter. Twitter. Did I say Twitter or Twitch the first time? I don't know, but follow me on Twitter and Twitch. And that's about it, guys. That's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace!